Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. Just making sure I get everything set up here. Put it in the Discord. That way nobody misses it. Getting all the stuff pulled up so I can read your guys' comments easiest. So Zombie Jesus, if you're interested, you have to log in over on Twitch. And then all you have to do is watch for, I think the Crown Crate is 30 minutes. There's an XP scroll and then a respec scroll. I think the XP scroll is an hour, and then I think the respec scroll is 2 hours. Anyone confirm if that's right? How's it going, old man? And Angel, as well as Cheese. That's not how I want to pull that up. Trying to pull up my own chat on my phone so I can see it a little easier when I start to move around and stuff, and I got one of my own ads. First time in stream. Well, thank you. Welcome for coming around. Just getting set up. Please don't judge me. We're getting everything set up here. I'm doing pretty good. My voice is mostly recovered, just a couple coughs here and there, so just bear with me in that regard. When I talk about it, it's when it gets goofy. But other than that, I mean, doing pretty good. Still packing mostly. Getting all my stuff packed and whatnot. Not a super fun process, unfortunately, but we're getting there. Getting almost done. I'm 2 weeks new playing ESO. Well, welcome. Are you on PC or console? Welcome, welcome. I've actually had quite a few new people come. I mean, I guess it makes sense because new chapters coming out. Everyone's like, oh, I gotta go play right now. Oh, console. It's a good one to do. So you'll have about how many days until the expansion comes out? About a week, right? That's my mathing. No. This is, my perception of time is so far off. ESO Gold Road release date. Console. June 18th. So that's what that's next week, right? It's about a week. Yeah, it's about a week away. Thank you. For some reason, it just wasn't clicking in my head. I was like, this week ends in the 14th, but then I was like, in my head, doesn't it come out on the 14th? And I was like, no, it can't come out on the 14th. That's such a weird day. They wouldn't release it on a Friday. So that's where my brain just imploded on itself. Greetings, how's it going? Yeah, it seems like, so for those of us on console, and even if you play on PC, it seems like day one, number one thing that you can farm is the ink. The ink is selling like crazy. It does also seem like they may buff the drops of the ink, so a lot of people have been hyping it up. Just be aware that it might not be as good because they may buff it to where it's easier to get it, because I think people are voicing a bit of frustration like, hey, this is a bit annoying to get, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's a hugely necessary resource for, you know, functioning with the new scribing system. Thank you for coming over, Trot. I'm gonna grab some more water. I'll be right back in just 1 second, and then we'll start answering questions. We're going to go flip some items. Some of you guys wanted some guild invites. We'll chit chat about the new update, everything else, but I'll be back 2 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. So it seems like there's a lot of first-time people here that are either new to ESO, first time to watching the streams. See, there we go, another one. What are there things that would be helpful? Things that you guys want me to discuss while we're running around doing stuff? We're just getting started here, so I don't have anything formal like, oh, we got to go out and do this. We got to go out and do this. So feel free to drop all your comments and stuff and suggestions, and I can help answer any questions. Do you know how it works with the harvesting styles when you have the reduced time to harvest C please slot? It does not do the full animation. I think there's a way that you can actually preview it, just so you know that I'm not giving you the runaround. See, so here you can see this is gatherer, this is master gatherer, so the animation actually even happens faster. So you can see what it looks like when you do it in the speed mode. But yep, nope. If you have it and you have custom animations, thankfully the animations are shortened, or else it would be really, really goofy if they're like, hey, you can buy these animations, but then it's gonna take you longer to do it. Thankfully they thought that through. And thanks for stopping by, Darth. Thank you everyone that is stopping by for the first time. Hopefully I can entertain you in a way that will be memorable in a good way. But a lot of the times we don't do anything super specific. Obviously we play on Xbox, as you can see by the fact that to edit my house I have to press the B button. So we don't have a especially surveying. We don't have any new updates right now. We are just here in the void, just chilling. Thanks for stopping over, Death. Good to see you. We're just kind of, chilling like villains right now, planning on how we want to do the first couple days. I think my biggest focus is going to be the ink and the storyline. The storyline seemed really cool to me. I actually didn't play the PTS through the story just because I was curious as to how it goes. And thankfully, nobody in ESO is ever going to spoil the story. Well, I say that. There might be somebody now that's like, Jake, this is what happens. Dumbledore dies. Sorry, I don't mean to spoil Harry Potter for all of you. But the nice thing is the story is going to be pretty cool. I have a sneaking suspicion on how it's going to end. I have a few different harvesting styles, and they tend to bug out with the harvesting CP. They still try to play the full animations, and it does weird things. Huh. Does it like hook you into the plant longer, and you have to like re-press onto it? Huh, and you're saying the groundhog custom actions for getting plants, the mats get picked up in literally half the time, and you can stop the animation halfway through. Huh. It's all, there might be some bugginess about. Well, and also too, we have to remember too, some of you guys might also be playing on different platforms, which means the different coding, because people might not know this, but the code from Xbox and PlayStation isn't even necessarily the same. It's not as bad as like Windows to, something else like Mac, but it is a bit different. So their coding is different, even between the consoles. So there's a potential that there's all sorts of weird things. When I was talking about inflation with Paradox, and I had played PC when it first launched, there was a jute plant in Glenumbra that you could just infinitely harvest, and it wouldn't even go away. You could just keep pressing the harvest button and you'd have unlimited jute. Unfortunately, this is before the craft bag. So you would sit there, you would get your jute all day, or until somebody else tried to come over and steal it from you. Then you would sell the jute because you'd run out of places to put it, and then you'd come back. Well, thank you, Tyler. Glad to see you guys all here. Have you guys all gotten your crown crates already? Want to make sure that everybody has gotten it already. And if you guys have specific times left that you need to watch for, we could certainly stream for as long as you guys would need. Make sure that you guys are all Gucci. And we don't, again, have anything specific planned, so we can do whatever would be helpful. We can discuss whatever is easiest, or whatever you guys want to discuss, so that way we can talk through some harsher topics. By harsher, I mean, sometimes it's difficult to explain things in a specific way when you've got like a very time constrained subject. The number one example of things that I always hate to explain in a YouTube video is scrying and antiquities. I feel like it requires a PhD to try to explain all of the mechanics in a timely fashion. And every time I'm like, well, there's like this random mini game where you can like, make the dots touch each other using the flippy glyphs, and you can flip the glyphs by doing this. But then also as you level up, you can make the glyphs flip in different ways and then touch them together. And then you have this other mini game that's totally different. That's about digging up, and then you just do that. Hey Jake, hope you're well, man. What are your thoughts on the new Overland set, Macabre Vintage? I will see. If I will be honest, I forget which ones are which, so I have to Google which one that one is. But if it's the one I'm thinking of, looked pretty juicy. Let me make sure I'm not thinking of the other ones. Because that's some really good crafting sets too. Death Dealer, do you have multiple accounts linked to your Bethesda account? So I had a problem where I had a PC account, obviously. I know, don't judge me if you play on console. I used to be one of those. PC is actually the best console to play on. My PC was not. My PC probably was as good as the computers that sent the US to the moon. So, oh, that's weird if it didn't do it then. Yeah, submit a ticket and then see what they say. Yes, this is the set that I think is going to be pretty juicy. So for those of you, I guess I can pull it up. Let me pull it up, bro. Let me get this thing for us. Here we go. Because you're going to see a blank screen. Don't panic. Is this the right one? I think this is. I always forget how to. 1 second. There we go. This is the Macabre's Vintage set. And what's nice about this is you have all weapon and spell damage, 2 through 4, which we've talked about a little bit sometimes when we do our Golden Vendor reviews. It's not just having a good 5-piece. You also generally want something that's like helping you out on your 5-piece. I've never gotten a Crown Crate from a stream before. Can I watch it on my phone and still get the rewards on PC? Yep. So if you, let me load the Twitch. Does it show me? I don't think it will. I usually keep this pulled up just so that I can show an example. Oh, this is like Inception. I might not be able to show you because I've already gotten it. Hang on. I'll figure that out in just 1 minute. Let's talk about this set here. But what's nice about this set is it almost reminds me of Vicious Death, but like for monsters sets, and I think that's really cool. But yes, it's easier if you go onto your phone. It's a bit easier to walk through. So if you go on your phone and you hit so if you got Twitch on your phone, you go up and you press the top left corner, which will be your icon, and then you go to drop some rewards. And then if you see, like for example, I have all of the Gold Road ones and it says claim now, and I can hit claim now, and I yoink them. I'd claim them all. It's by no means essential. I think the Crown Crate is definitely worth doing. A lot of people are pretty pessimistic about the crate that you get. I would just say that the Crown Gems are always nice, even if you just get duplicates or whatever. Like, you could still at least, file it down. I might be able to pull it up on my... I'm going to put this back up here. See if I can figure out how you can see this on the computer. Oh, yeah, if you're on the computer, here. Oh, this looks so weird. Woo. Let me move some things around. Oh, moving. You can see here, if it says drops enabled on channel watch to earn, this looks so trippy. Please, oh God. Don't get distracted. Look at the top right corner. Drops enabled on channel. If you click on that, it should view details. Now we're not going to be in some wacky stream. Now I've already claimed all of mine, But I think you can still see. Yep, here are the rewards that you can earn, and you have until I think midnight tonight to get these. And I'll be honest, I don't think that it's necessarily worth 2 hours of your time to get a respec scroll. For those of you who don't know, you can literally just go to an empty armory slot and then boom, you reset everything. So I don't necessarily think that you guys should stress like, I gotta stay awake and watch an Elder Scrolls Online YouTuber to get the respec scroll. The important thing is the Osbro crate. Excuse me. Even the 100% XP scroll, I mean, you're going to get a bunch of those playing the game. We have a lot of new people in chat. That's why I'm breaking this down a little bit more than usual. This is the key thing that you want, and that's just after 30 minutes of perusing. So you peruse for 30 minutes, you get this bad boy. If you do an hour, you get the XP scroll, and then you get the skill respec. Let us go back now off of this abomination of trying to look at Twitch while on Twitch. Give me 4 tri-crown cards. Well, I mean, at least you could break them down to get a couple soul gems. That's, I mean, I feel like that's all that I'm just like, just give me the maximum amount of crown gems that I can get. That's true. You can also respec to its shrines. Ever since the armory system, I forget that there's like an in-game way that you can respec. Hey, Jake, managed to catch you Monday morning here. You must be in Australia? Maybe like, I think somebody said the other day they watched from South Korea. Somewhere definitely over in that direction. Because for me, it's still Sunday, so I can pretend that the work week doesn't start for another little bit. It was funny. I was thinking about, I keep thinking about YouTube shorts to make. And I was like, what would be some funny YouTube shorts? And I was like going through YouTube shorts, and I was like, you know, it'd be funny is like a mock parody, you know, where it's like a day in the life of. It was like a day in the life of a small content creator, and it's like I get up every morning at 6:30 a.m. and I go to work for 8 hours, and then I come home and then I do this, and that's about it. Hey Jake, I'm just sending a shout out. Well, thank you, Jack. And thank you guys for stopping by. We have a lot of new people here today. We are still answering questions and everything. I got the Senshi of Scarlet Regret Pet from a Twitch crate I got from Skinny Cheek one time. Otherwise, the only thing I've ever gotten are things to break down for soul gems. Or crown gems, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it's not... Unfortunately, it's not the greatest of crown crates. I wish that they were a bit different. I do think it's kind of cool that there's a crown crate that's specific to watching Twitch. That way it's like, hey, like the only way that you're going to get these rewards is by like participating in this specific thing. Like you can't buy these crates. I think that's cool, but I think that they need to do more like with it. You know, like they should really add some more drops. Maybe they could even lean into the content creator aspect of it. Like, you know, there's some content creators out there with like very specific costumes and styles and personalities. Imagine if they added this personality to the crown crates, you know? I mean, this is iconic. If I didn't have this torch, like 90% of you wouldn't even know who I am. What I think the problem is too is that the Osbro one was like one of the first crown crates that they ever made, and because of that it was kind of like, you know, we'll just add this in there and then kind of go with it. But they never really went back and like reevaluated what should be going in there. That's some good luck though, Death. The thing that kind of drives me crazy is I feel like they don't always advertise when they're doing it. And that's the frustrating part for me. Is like, when are you guys doing the crown drops? That's true too, but I mean, you also could look at it like you're giving your time, and like, you know, so there's a couple different perspectives from this, right? If they imagine that these crown crates were juiced, right? They were the juice. You guys be getting apexes and all crazy housing items, right? You guys would be flocking to Twitch to watch this stuff, right? Which in turn would mean that the Elder Scrolls Online would be getting a bunch of extra people watching on Twitch, which is what they want. That's why they do these things. That's why they have the stream team and yada yada. So that's why I think even from their perspective, they should push these a little bit more. Like, let's kind of beef these up. And that's kind of my hope, is they take that perspective of like, if our goal is to get people to watch on Twitch, we should do more rewards. Because some of you may not also know, you used to be able to get multiple crates. Like at one point, I think you could do almost infinite, and it was crazy. And thank you for the Twitch subscription, Holy Axe. I don't know why it didn't pop up on screen. Hit replay here, and hopefully it pops up for us. If not, I'll try it again in a minute, just so that way it's not taken away from you. But thank you for, and thank you guys. We hit 1K followers on Twitch, which means that we now meet the minimum requirements to join the stream team. Now we just have to wait for them to do a stream team application again. They only do it every so often. And yes, you do have to watch on Twitch to get the crates, but I can help walk you through it. It's super straightforward to be able to get it. I don't know why it didn't pop up, Holy Axe. I hate when it doesn't do what it's supposed to. And thank you for the congratulations on 1K. I feel guilty though, because I hate when your guys' subscriptions and stuff don't pop up. Also, I have added, I believe, everybody, obviously except for the people who subscribed today, to the end card of my YouTube videos. That way, sorry about that. That way, all of you that have contributed any sort of financial stuff, you know, you're in the end cards. Just because it's like, I've always set the precedent that there are a lot of you guys that want to play with me if I'm like doing dungeons, trials, PvP. You're all welcome to do that. So for those of you who donate, I really can't offer you anything extra, just because I already, like, you can all Discord message me. You can all message me, you know, and ask questions. The only real thing I can offer you is an end credit thing. So if you've noticed that you're not on there anymore, because at one point, I think like 6 months ago, I lost my outro because my Final Cut Pro crashed and it like deleted my outro. So if you like were a channel member or anything a while ago and you like, you know, unsubbed for whatever reason, I'll put you back on, even if you're not a current channel member, because if you've ever contributed, you should be in the outro. So that's my offer to everybody that's a channel member or a Twitch subscriber, because I can't offer you a whole much else, but I can at least offer you that. That being said, we still need to sell some of our stuff here. Ooh, that's not what we want to do. I play on Xbox. For better or for worse. I feel like the controllers just fit in your hand better. Used to have a friend that played PlayStation, and I almost bought a PlayStation, but the controllers just don't feel very controllery. I do like the game selection that's on PlayStation. Like, I'm not taking away anything that PlayStation has. It's just, for me, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I just didn't like how it felt. I didn't like the UI and stuff too. Xbox just felt very like user friendly and normal. And funny enough too, sorry if you hear the scrunching, it reminded me. So I was looking, like, anytime I'm about to go live, sometimes I'll look to see like what other people are streaming, like content wise, just to see what's out there. And there was somebody who, there was no Elder Scrolls Online anything open. It was like a blank screen, and it was just them doing breathing exercises. So if you guys need to take a break and do breathing exercises with me, let me know. I can lead us through some breathing exercises. And it's not to shame anybody. It just was like, this is interesting. And as somebody else, it was like an Elder Scrolls Online screen, or a stream, excuse me. But they were playing Fallout 4, so I was like, you can set it to get Twitch drops for the Elder Scrolls Online, and you can just play something else. And I was like, I guess they don't know. Like, in theory, when I go like switch to my intermission, like, they don't know what I'm looking at. They don't know what I'm doing. That's a fair point. Xbox is pretty big, and some people don't like that bulk and that weight to it. I have a Nintendo Switch controller, and geez, it's like it almost feels like it's from Temu. You're like, what is this? Well, that's not. We'll do. Is the guy in your outro, is that the voice of Shia Goraf or SpongeBob's song voice? It reminds me of both. It is the voice of Shia Goraf. I don't know if he also does the SpongeBob song. I don't think he does, but maybe. Maybe. Ready to get some more items to flip here. Unfortunately, these pages are always difficult to sell. I mean, those ones aren't even necessarily worth a whole lot, even when people are searching for them. Those of you who are like in depth and, you know, interested in flipping, a lot of times it's tricky to sell items that people don't search for. And it comes up with furnishings too. People are like, oh, Jake, like, why don't you try to sell furniture? And you certainly can sell furniture. I'm not, ever going to take that away from you. The problem with furniture, though, is that it's very difficult because, so imagine you guys are trying to deck out your houses right now. You're not going to necessarily know what you're looking for. Where's the end? Oh, it's the opposite direction. Like, you're not going to go and easily be able to search and find people's furniture listings. Can you take us through a breathing exercise? Let me finish this cough drop first. That way my breathing exercise doesn't cause you undue stress. How is the free access to the DLCs going to work? I believe it's already on right now, and it's the same as if you had ESO Plus. An ESO Plus free trial acts exactly as ESO Plus, if I'm not mistaken. And how it works too, so a lot of people get confused by the craft bag. If you have ESO Plus through the free trial, all of your items will go into your craft bag, right? And when you then lose the ESO Plus free trial ends, or you cancel your ESO Plus, your items stay in the craft bag, but new items can't go into the craft bag. See, and well, thank you for the 10 months, Crislope. Why is that the first one that popped up though? But thank you a lot, Crislope. Long-time channel supporter. I'll try to replay Holy Axes. I feel bad. There it goes. I don't know why sometimes my thing goes and sometimes it doesn't. I think the ESO Plus free trial is active for both. Let me look this up. When in doubt, re-Google. What does the Google say? I always love every time I search ESO, the second thing that comes up is an emergency management software. All right, what do we got? The ESO Plus free trial is active until Wednesday, June 19th. So yeah, it's active until June 19th. So it's everybody. So yeah, everybody go out and take full utilization of the ESO Plus free trial. Get the maximum utilization for that bad boy for you. Funny thing too, as we talk about stuff that's like item flipping, easier to sell is actually blueprints, because a lot of times people might not search for like chair. But what they will search for is like blueprints. Like they'll put in, give me a blueprint. And then from there, you can then see all of them. So it's actually easier to sell blueprints than it is made furniture. And if you're interested in furniture, you guys are crazy. Thank you for the 13 months tier 1 resubscription from Rambo. Hey, Jake, what are we discussing tonight? Currently just things that we look for in like buying, trading, things that are going to be good when Gold Road comes out for console players. A couple new players here tonight answering all the questions that you guys have. And if I miss any of your questions, just whack me over the head and call me a dum-dum and put it back in again. And just ping me and be like, Jake, you missed my question, you failure. Because that's really the focus. I mean, the buying stuff on the side, you know, that's whatever. But if you are interested in selling furniture, the best thing that you can do is get a home, an ESO, any of them that has a decent amount of room, including the free ones, and partition it off. So like maybe take some wooden planks, and then as people come in, you can put all the furniture that you have for sale in different areas, and you can say every piece of furniture in this area 10,000 gold, every piece of furniture in this area 20,000, 30,000, etc. That's the most successful way that people sell furnishings. And the nice thing too is a lot of times the people that are selling those furniture pieces, they've got enough juice to make as many of those as they need. So if somebody's like, I want 50 of those chairs, they just, cool, they make 50 of those chairs. That's the easiest way to sell furniture. A lot of times too, they're also in trade guilds. So they'll say, hey, teleport to me, doing a housing sale, come on in, everything here, this price, this price, this price, etc. A lot of those people too will also try to snag golden vendor items like the Zenil stuff. So they'll try to snag all of the lucrative stuff, and they'll usually tack on like a 20 to 50% markup, depending on like how sought after it is. Oh, I also need to invite some of you guys to the guild. Hang on one second. As I do this and I mess up all the time. And that I forget. And I hate forgetting. Where's my... I don't have a keyboard. My keyboard's not plugged in. This is awkward. If anybody's ever curious why I dislike doing dungeons that have mechanics when I am randomly queuing, it's for this reason, because I a lot of times will forget to plug in my keyboard. Yep, it is the final day. If you want to earn a crown crate, all you have to do is watch on Twitch for 30 minutes. But that ends at midnight tonight. There we go. My furniture house is up and running. If everyone wants to show an example, oh yeah, let's go take a peeky poo. Can't promise to buy anything because I'm trying not to buy a whole lot of dumb stuff while we're doing our item flipping series. But a lot of this, the reason that we gave away like 99% of our gold is so that we can basically try to earn gold during doing different methods from start to finish on stream. Because I think a lot of times people, you know, you miss pieces of it. You know, if I'm making an 8-minute YouTube video on like, go out and sell Sigic satchels. So step 1, get yourself some special bait. Head on over to Artam, get these Sigic satchels, list them up. You know, you guys are like, okay, like, you know, some of you will put all those pieces together from an 8-minute video like that. Obviously, too, I have to clickbait you for the first 2 minutes. What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about Sigic satchels, the #1 method to get gold in the Elder Scrolls Online, added in the Somerset Edition. Before we jump into all that, please make sure to like, subscribe, send this to your friend, send this to your enemies, send this to your pen pal that's in prison. And then, you know, there's a couple minutes of that. You know, you don't get to see all the pieces start to finish. You know, I like when the whole thing is shown. We get the Sigic satchels, relist the Sigic satchels, repull the gold from our mail. You see it start to finish. That's a bit of an easy example because, you know, Sigic satchels are not complicated, but there are some things that are pretty complicated and convoluted. Has the crown crate been known to give anything more than greens? Yes, but only if you're lucky. Yeah, so here's an example of a well, Rambo's in the chat. Would you like to break down, Rambo, how you have this divided out? Or Rambo's now in the spot where he's gonna type this whole thing. Try to make it fit between the area that below my face too. I'm just kidding. That way everybody can read it. Sending this to my enemy. We have a duel tomorrow. Prices are listed outside and inside the ring. Which rings? Like, oh wait, is there a oh, it's Costco. I see. Excuse me. Oh, look at that. That's an interesting way to do the pricing. So here you don't even have to say. A lot of times what I've seen people do is they put them on like benches and they just have it like increments of 10, but you've listed it out. That's actually really smart because then you're not as likely to list things improperly. Smart man. Man, I love these tapestries. I'm surprised at how cheap these tapestries are. Oh yeah, another thing that like will not make a lot of sense to most new players is that furnishings sometimes can be worth like ludicrous amounts of money, in that the paintings can be worth a lot. And you might get these from non-conspicuous places. And if I cannot impart a lot of knowledge to you, the number one piece of knowledge that I would impart is that don't assume that just because you're getting something from a starter area or somewhere from a random area that it's worthless. The game, I think, was intended so that there's a lot of new ways to get items. Like there's a lot of ways for new players to get items that endgame players want. And so it kind of feeds this economy where new players can come in, farm things that, you know, endgame players don't want to necessarily have to farm because they would rather just buy it because they don't want to be bothered. And then from there, you know, they can make a lot of money. I can't figure out how to log on into Twitch. God, I hate Amazon and Bezos. What is it? You trying to link to your Amazon account? I have tons of paintings. You should check to see if those are worth anything, because paintings can be worth quite a bit. Or they could be worth nothing. There's really no in between. A lot of the ones from newer DLC zones are usually worth more, just because anything that's in a DLC zone is generally been out for less time than a base game area. And the newer the DLC, generally the more valuable it is, because the less time people have had to farm it. Because as you guys have may noticed, and some of you are, completionists play ESO, and they want everything. They want every motif, every style. They want every mount that they can earn. They want every title, achievement. And I'm like, you know, kind of one of those people to some extent. So there's quite a few of those people out there, and they want those things. And there's some wacky things that you can get. What do you think the best companion is? It's Isabel. There's no question in my mind that Isabel's the best companion. In theory, is she the best? I mean, she's the best looking, and she's the best one to talk to. But I guess if I had to be impartial, I would say, and put in the chat who you think the best companion is. I would say it is a furniture store. I would actually say that Azander is the best one. All right, ban Linus. Was that a comment on Twitch or YouTube? Somebody find Linus. I think for me, Azander is the best. In combat, they're all relatively similar, right? In the sense that they're going to heal you, they're going to tank, they're going to do damage very minusculely at all three of those things. So from there, What you really want is that good companion perk, like the Rush is saying. And his is as you loot stuff, like barrels, backpacks, stuff, you're going to get extra stuff. So like if you're like, man, I want to go out and play the new Necrom update, right? Or I want to go out and play the Gold Road. If you could do that based on playing on PC, you can go out and then take Azander with you, and you can open backpacks and you can find stuff that's worth like 5 million gold. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to use that same type of ability with other companions. I will say I did give Linus some flack. In theory, based on abilities alone, Bastion is potentially probably the best tank. Not to cause controversy, but if you're a solo player and you're gonna go do the Gold Road, and here's the thing that like people don't always cover in YouTube videos because they're pretty niche, but I probably will once I find them. There's a lot of loot that you can get in the game, but you can only get it from really weird places. For example, if you play and you just meander around Vardenfell, or that's not Vardenfell, that's Artaeum, Vardenfell, and you pick up mushrooms, you might find a mushroom furnishing that's worth a couple million gold on console, and even more if you're on PC. So if you're just doing random stuff, you might get lucky and find things that are really valuable. And so what we want to do ideally is take that same luck and then amplify it even more. So as you loot stuff like backpacks, barrels, just cupboards and stuff, trunks, you're going to get even more loot with Azander, and Azander is going to roll for that zone's items, which means that you could get the Gold Road's uber rare furnishing gobbledygook that's going to be worth oogles amounts of money. Where do I go for price checking for Xbox? Just head on down to the description below on any of my YouTube videos, and you should see Xbox price checker. That should be right there. Well, thank you, Psycho Kitty. I embarrassingly had planned today to start unlisting some of my old videos because it's for those of you who don't know, I unlisted some of my older videos that had been like redone, like, hey, here's the best place to go farm raw materials, right? Because when I first made YouTube videos, I recorded them on a phone, not even a good phone, and because of that, the quality was like the quality of like recording on a phone, and it was very difficult, and I was not very good at doing like intros to videos. Like I would do the bad ramblings that like GTA and Minecraft YouTubers do, where it's like, today we're going to do the most overpowered thing possible. We're going to get to Uber 1 million in less than 30 seconds or less. But because that only takes 30 seconds, and if I did it at the beginning of the video, you guys would all click off, I'm going to have a really long intro because I don't know how to script things to make it last 8 minutes. 8 minutes allows for a mid-roll ad, and mid-roll ads make YouTube more likely to suggest my content. So I'm just going to start rambling to you. So make sure to subscribe. Make sure to share this with your mom because I'm sure she'll enjoy it. Make sure to share this with your high school teacher so that way they can send it to their classrooms. Like, they were just these long intros, and the quality of the videos wasn't as good. So I think I'm going to go through and redo some of the older videos. Jakeclips today. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. Yes. If there's no pun at the beginning of your YouTube video, unfortunately, the video you may be watching might be very old and is probably not recorded on a computer. I missed a comment on... The Shivering Cheese is another really good example. Give me 1 second. I missed a comment on Twitch and I don't want to be... I missed it. Where did it go? Oh, do I know anything about the new Gold Roads companions? And that I don't. I believe they're coming out in Q4, right? Or am I crazy? I thought that they were. I think they're coming out in Q4. Gold Road companions. ESO. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, we don't know anything about him yet. I thought I was crazy. Do the drops count here for PlayStation 4? Yeah. So yep. So don't be like me who made a little goofy goober mistake. When you are claiming the drop, you like would you've earned it fully. You have to actually click claim. So I had it just sitting there, like you did it, and I'm like, did what? Is it done? And it's like, yep, you got to click claim. If you have multiple accounts though linked to your Twitch, or if you have multiple accounts linked to your ZeniMax account, just make sure, because only one of them will get the crown crate. So for example, I had to de-link my PC account and then set my Xbox One as my main account, because technically I had them linked together as like, here's my PlayStation, or here's my PC account, here's my Xbox account. And maybe later, John, I want to try to answer questions. That's why I'm trying to do things a little bit laid back without getting anything too crazy. Hey, no problem. And if you're like, if you're so close, but you have to like go somewhere, as long as you don't mute Twitch, you can still mute your PC. You just can't mute the browser that Twitch is in, and you can't like turn all the volume off. You can just let it go in the background. Back in the day when you could earn multiple crown crates, that was like the OP meta, is you would just find somebody that was going to be streaming, pray that they would raid somebody at the end or send you off to somewhere else, and you would just farm crown crates by sleeping. It was like a passive meta. As far as other stuff besides the shivering cheese, are you talking about specifically stuff that you can pickpocket, or are you thinking about stuff that is just rare? Actually, it's a good point. Do I have my crown crate? Let me log in and out. I claimed it. You guys can see that as a content creator, they give me the boosted drop rates. I'm totally kidding. My drop rate is terrible. Can you give away a crate on YouTube, or is it a Twitch thing only? So right now, it's only a Twitch thing. That's why I would encourage anybody to switch over to at least Twitch for 30 minutes. And then link those two things together. YouTube is still working to create perks, programs, and things for people who watch on it. But really, that's like the only thing that Twitch has left is their drop rates. But it should be here, because I claimed it when I was watching the video. So in theory, it should be here now. We shall see. Yeah, I think. This is them taking my crown crate away. Like, you talk too much smack about the drop rates. Now you get nothing. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the subscription, G Wizzy. Hopefully we can get back in. If we've already gotten an Osboro crate from somebody else, so we still qualify for one on here. So how it works normally is that you can watch any Elder Scrolls Online content. By the way, this is the most 4 random assorted game list. We have FIFA, Diablo, Warhammer, and then Elder Scrolls Online. Very different genres. By the way, Warhammer Rogue Trader is an amazing game. The mechanics can feel a bit cattywampus if you're trying to play it on console. I was watching your RIT video and I was a little confused. What can I answer for you, Bad Clout? RITs are also one of those things that can be a little bit little goofy if you're trying to explain it. So you said I was trying to make a bunch of RIT characters. Oop, I think comment got pushed. I was trying to make a bunch of RIT characters. Do I need to be character level 50, skill line 50, or both? You technically don't have to be neither. Here's how it works though. As you level up your crafting on those characters, so as you may see, like when you turn in rewards for your RITs, you get rewards, like you get drops, you potentially can get RIT books, you might get gold materials, etc. As you level up the crafting, it gets better. So as you level up their crafting skill, your odds of getting better stuff for turning in your RITs is better. And what I'm talking about is your daily RITs, not like RIT books. What is wrong? This is so awkward. Cinemax, don't do this to me. All right, I'm gonna reset my Xbox real quick. I don't think that I don't think that'll do anything crazy to my computer. So how about that airline food? My favorite soccer team is Liverpool, but I also really like Norwich City. Oh no. Oh god, is that not the right answer? I'm an Arsenal fan. If it makes you feel better, I don't dislike Chelsea or Arsenal. The only team I don't even actually dislike Manchester United. I really only dislike Manchester City, and that's just because they're just cheats, you know? Like, so when Arsenal beat Manchester City, I was happy because I was like, the cheaters were beaten, you know? Like, it's weird because like when there's a team that's like blatantly being investigated for cheating, everyone should root against them. Yeah, that's, you know what I mean though, Linus? Like, there was a Facebook post that was like, everybody's rooting for Man U to lose the FA Cup, and I was like, who the hell wants Manchester City to win the FA Cup? Like, they're a bunch of cheats. They got 115 charges against them. Nobody should be rooting for these guys to do anything. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, maybe it just needs a minute. Liverpool don't have a soccer team. I'm sorry, football. Yes. I know it's not soccer, but like, I say soccer so that way people don't think I'm thinking about American football. So like, if I started going on this tangent about football, 80% of you who are Americans statistically would be like, what? What is he talking about? It's just how I delineate between the two of them, you know? Exactly. They'd be like, what's a Liverpool? What is a Manchester? What is an Arsenal? Oh my gosh, we got back in. Oh my god. Thank God, because we lost 15 viewers on YouTube because they were like, I'm not going to sit around and watch this guy spam back into the game. Get any sales? What is this? Oh, it's our shitting stuff. Thank you. I'm glad to be back in. See, even Unfathomable, Darkness, Soul, Dragonborn, Eternal Vigor again, Bright Throats. That's good. All of those sets that we just sold were all super cheap. Yeah, feel free to watch whenever you guys want to. I just like to put out the information that, hey, if you decide to watch on the old Twitcherooski, you get yourself a crown crate. I didn't see one now that I think about it when I logged in. We'll see if we actually have it. I will not be logging back out to get one if it did not work. It is not there. That is... Did I open it? I'm like, am I crazy? I might be crazy. I really might be crazy. Well, the important thing is that you guys are getting the crown crates. I was watching on YouTube but wanted to swing by and sub. Well, thank you, G Wizzy. How do you access the craft bag? So you access the craft bag by going over your inventory and then you hit RB and then pew. Oh, well, thank you, God Recall. Also, I think streamers make more now on YouTube. I will be transparent. You really don't make anything on YouTube for streaming. I think this is what a lot of content creators do, and I'm not really super interested in doing this, is they will stream, like right now. They'll be like, hey guys, how you doing? Oh my gosh, let's talk about whatever. Or they'll be like, let's watch this YouTube video, right? They'll do all that stuff. And then what they'll do is instead of like letting that go as a live stream, they'll download the video and then upload it as a video. And then they'll put an ad break every, like, I think you could do one every 6 minutes on a video that's like super long, something like that. So that's how they get you. But if you've ever rewatched any of my live streams, there's no like ad break every 6 minutes. And that is true. Oh wait. Deception. How did this happen? All right. This could be the stuff that you guys get. Imagine this is your crown crate. Would you guys be happy or disappointed? Place your bets now. But I do agree, though, John. If you were going strictly off of dialogue, Sharp would be the best companion. But unless you're like, oh, as you explore the new zones, you're like, oh, a fishing hole, a fishing hole, a fishing hole. You're probably not going to get as much utilization out of him. But I do agree. I do love him. Let's see. Is it just greens? Oh. You know? Do I not have donations on Twitch? I don't know. No, you can gift subs, but I'll be honest, I don't fully understand how Twitch works. I'm more of a YouTuber. The only actually reason I have a Twitch is really just because I was like, I want to be on the ESO stream team. And now I have to then I have to wait for them to open that back up. But you know, at least we get what? How many crown gems is this? Let's see. So that's 2. And then 4. Has to be set up. Huh. You can get donos on Twitch either in bits or through PayPal or whatever. Huh. Yeah, I don't think I've set anything up on Twitch to do anything like that. I think people can donate bits, but I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know what that means. Why do I want another person's bits, you know? But apparently you want them. How's it going, Irish? My bits are on. Hopefully not on screen. We don't want to have a dark side Phil moment. And for those of you who don't understand that beautiful reference, Dark Side Phil is a streamer. Before I explain, does anyone know what I'm referencing who Dark Side Phil is and the incident that he had about his bits on his stream, in his live stream? Shouldn't have made this joke, so I'm gonna have to explain it. Alright, so somebody understands. I have to ask Suma how he set it up. Not that, like, you know, it's a huge thing. What I actually really want is the talk to speech thing. I think that would be pretty neat. All right, so for those of you who don't know the lore, Darkside Phil is a content creator who does a lot of live streams. And for those of you who don't know, when you stream, you've got like an overlay. Like, for example, I could be like, guys, I'm ending the stream. I'm going to be right back. You know, here's my face. Ooh, you know. And so sometimes when we're getting ready for a stream, we might have certain panels on. And so he thought he had all of his panels turned off and it was like a stream starting soon, right? So he's oh, this is all you would see. He thinks that you see this. And he had his webcam on and he was stroking something a little bit off to the side, off screen, so you could see him like looking up, making some faces, and then you could see that his hand was like jiggling, like you could see there was movement in his arm. And then as soon as the stream started, his stream chat was like, and he was like, "Oh, stream's been on this whole time, huh?" That's exactly what he said. Like, I am deathly afraid that like I'm gonna like leave on my stream. Like, so say for example, I like put you guys to the ending screen, I leave the stream on, and then I go like walk away, but you guys wouldn't see anything. And I don't like, you might hear me talk to my cat where I'm like, "Hey, come here," and then you might be like, "What the hell? Who is Jake talking to?" And it's me talking to my cat. But I just can't imagine. There is this whole conversation though about streamers using a lot of stimulants and like doing a lot of things to like stay very like, you know, engaged, you know, for many hours at a time. I have not heard of his tactic, doing it right before stream as like a meta approach to making sure that you're energized, but maybe that's what he does. She looks pretty good for 5,000. I might grab that even just for myself. I've done it because I raided somebody, and when the stream ended, since I didn't hit stream, it reactivated my stream. Yeah, I am terrified that I will do that. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh. Do you guys see the prices on those treasure maps? I'm gonna get a chubby. Don't sell Darkside Phil. Man, even for 10 gold, I mean, I can't pass up on these for 10. I think that'll be all the ones that redo though. Ragada. Bleak Rocks, yeah, I think, I don't know. I think, yeah. Even Deshaun, it's like, I mean, 10 gold is like nothing. Even this for like 2,000 or well 1.6 is like, is it worth it? The answer is probably yes, but the thing with here's a tip too that I always tell people: just because you can profit off something doesn't mean you should. And Ragada is probably realistically going to sell for 6,000 at most, and it's probably going to sit for a while because like this is crafting motif number 28, so this has been out for a long time. We're on like what, 100 and some odd. So you got something in the 26 or 28, excuse me. It's been around, and unfortunately that means it's going to take a while to sell because a lot of people got it. So I just started over again because going through divorce, but now my boys are on PC. Wait, what? So I just started over a week ago because going through divorce, but now all my boys are on PC now. Instead of selling treasure maps for 20k, I ended up selling a Daedra chess piece should get 700k. That's another thing too. Just because you have a treasure map doesn't mean that you should resell a treasure map. Sometimes it's like, hey, let me go open this bad boy. Let me see what I got. That also seems very cheap. Rubidite ore. Maybe that's not cheap. Fire song shoulders. This whole vendor has thrown me for a loop. We're just playing a little conservatively though, because our we don't have that many open slots right now. Ooh, Spriggans. You'll grab that. Oh man, they just have a lot of those sets that we just purchased. I know we can get 10k for probably within 48 hours, so it's like still worth it. I sell when it's high and buy when it's low. In my head, I read that backwards, and I thought it was that meme where it's like, I made, you know, $500,000 on Bitcoin. All I did is I took $1 million from my dad, put it into Bitcoin. It lost 50% of its value. I ignore his phone calls, and I make $500,000. That is true. If you do your dailies, specifically your writs, probably going to have a lot of surveys and stuff. Training gear goes for about 1.5k blue, purple, 3.5 for, and yeah, it did 10 for gold. It's a good investment getting into training gear. I would even say you probably could list it up your blues even more for that. Oh my gosh, a bright throat bows for 500 gold. Yoink. I actually sold thunder. I sold a thunderbug. What did I sell? Thunderbug. I think it was a weapon, a sword. So I wonder if you could sell a bow for like 5k. Not going to do it this time. But if I needed a bunch of listings, I would just say, screw it, you know. Let's see what happens. But these are the brainal things that go on in my my head. All right. This has been a really good vendor so far. And if you're wondering too, I usually go to about 5 days ago, just because it's like, at 5 days, it's about when I would think it's been picked through pretty good. Although the air set's, I think, pretty underrated. You click on total and sort low to high. See, the thing I don't like about doing that is like I feel like you just get a bunch of garbage, like this stuff. Yesterday I picked up 20 CUDA for 1k each on Bleak Rock. I feel like this is like one of the more like soothing money makers, because it's like not hard, but it's also like, it's like, you know, it's kind of a bit like gambling, you know, where it's like, what am I gonna find? It's like going to a thrift store or a car boot sale if you're in England, or a Goodwill. You're like, what am I gonna find here? You can find some ridiculous items. Like we found maps that are worth like 40k for 10. So these vendors are all over. What I do is I go to all the thieves' refuges. Every single major city or major zones city should have a thieves' refuge, with just a few examples. But even if it doesn't have one, there's still some, like usually in the overworld. Like for example, Stros Mackay, because we spent so much time there. That's Betnik. I don't even know where it is. Stros Mackay has a guild trader that's like right here. So there's no thieves refuge, but usually every zone will have a few of them dotted around the map, even if it doesn't have them specifically in the city. I personally like to go time downwards. I definitely could see some merits to going by units downwards. I just sometimes I feel like I see so much garbage that way. I like to just see like, here's what the most, active days are. Or here's what the days have been, most commonly listed for. Or here are the newest listings. My brain's not braining. Cough drops are getting to me. Also, we have gotten some crazy support. Earlier, before ZeniMax had kicked me out, we were what's what I'm looking for? We were like 150 concurrent viewers between Twitch and YouTube, which is crazy. That's one of the highest we've ever been, and we're really not doing anything that exciting, like, not to throw shade at myself, but really we're just doing, having a nice calm, weekend. Curious to see how Twitch thinks we're doing. Twitch put us on row 5 again. Man, Twitch just does not like us. For context, row 2 has somebody with 90, 17, 15, 16, and 38 viewers. And then below that, we have 43, 11, 23, 3, and 98. And we are 2 more below there. Which is tragic. How much is the cheapest trader spot? Because I've seen some traders selling very little. A lot of times what will happen is so if a trader is not purchased, you can go, so say nobody bids on it, right? You can go there right as the guild traders flip and you can get that trader for 10,000. And there's quite a few of them that go that way every single Tuesday. There's a lot that happen that way. Like there'd be some, in the middle of freaking Flona McFlulu land where you're like, who's going to go? I'm trying to think of a good example. Like here. Who's going to go to a guild trader right here often? Nobody. So people are probably not bidding on places like that. And if they are, it's probably for between 100 and 200,000. Well, thank you for the Prime subscription, Gum the Third. Thank you so much. And thank you guys again. If you didn't hear me say thank you, we hit 1K followers on Twitch. Absolutely fantabulous. Amazing. The minimum is 10,000. Yan United. I don't know if I know who Yan United is. United. What's the minimum you have to bid members? Oh, is it 50? I think it might be 50. 45, 50, I think. I would not ever encourage anybody to get into the guild trader bidding system. It's a pretty difficult thing to do with very little reward, unfortunately. Like, I wish it was a bit better. The problem is that there's only so many guild traders, and there's a lot more guilds who are like, oh, yeah, we could throw a couple million into a shitty spot. The amount of gold that gets wasted on guild traders that aren't even good is crazy. Like, this guild right here is probably spending 100 to 300,000 gold a week to maintain this stall. And for context, if you were curious, that's, so if it's 200,000 gold time like 56, let's see how much that is a year. That is 11,200,000 gold per year on something that's probably going to get you 10 sales a day. And that's unless people are listing stuff ridiculously cheap. Let's trust Mackay map. We go back. Take a look at it. I am glad that United beat Manchester City, though, in the FA Cup. I was happy about that. I hope that Manchester City get relegated when they have their trial in November, which it's funny that like Manchester City will complain that they don't have like a trial that's like coming up recent, but they have pushed it out. Like, they're the reasons it's so far away, because they keep challenging it through different court systems in the UK. So like, man, we just wish it would happen so much sooner. And it's like, you're the ones that are pushing it off. So the problem, God Recall, with weekly dues, though, is that if you're buying a guild trader like this, you're probably not going to be able to charge dues. And so there's rarely a guild trader, if any guild traders, that you're going to be able to profit off as a guild. Now, you might be able to do some like gold 50/50s or raffles and stuff. You might be able to make money like that, but you're not making money strictly off the taxes that you're going to make in a guild trader. Your dad joke, puns, and constant informative YouTube videos help keep my interest in ESO. Well, thank you, Gum the Third. We'll have some exciting videos coming up in the Gold Road, because as we explore the Gold Road, a lot of people don't know this, but if you've watched some of my old videos about like places to farm like rare things, a lot of times it could be some cattywampus spots. Like, for example, if you're in a quest only area that you cannot go back to ever again once you complete that quest, if there's like 50 backpacks in there or something crazy, it might be the best in slot farming location for you to literally never complete that quest on a character, and then take as many alts as you have through it and just loot for furnishing plants or whatever. Just commenting off of Rambo not saying it's worth it. On PC, I have a no requirements guild that has a trader at a Gratwood Elden Root. Don't pay guild dues unless it's for a good reason. That is kind of redunculous. Elden Root on console is probably between 5 to 10 million a week. 5 to 10 million a week. Let's say 5 to 10 million a week. Let's say 7. Split the difference. And then if you were to divide that by 500 members, those members, oh, hang on, I'm doing the math wrong. 1.5 million divided by 100. Those would all need to be generating at least 15,000 gold per week, which isn't terrible, but mind you, 15,000 is the same price as a Mournhold trader, and that also assumes that the guild has all 500 members who are active. Although that's actually not that bad. 15,000. It must really be the Mournhold. The Mournhold ones is where it gets really difficult, because when you have 20 million divided by 500, that's when it's like you're not going to get any, you're not going to ever get that in dues. And you need it weekly is the problem. You know, honestly, I don't know why they design certain towns the way that they do. I think it's like maybe just some places have a special heart, or place in the developer's heart, you know? I should haven't been to Arteron yet. Do all traders in each capital cost the same, or are there certain positions within that city that are worth more? There are ones in the city that are worth more. A lot of times, though, certain guilds know who's bidding in certain areas, and that's a good and a bad thing. So what happens that I've observed is that sometimes people are a little passive aggressive, and I saw a situation, for example, where a person was, bad mouthing a guild leader, was bad mouthing another guild. So that guild made an alternate guild because they already had a Mournhold trader. So they, spent their 15, 20 million, got their Mournhold spot. But then they used a second guild and they bid on the spot. They overbid on the spot that they knew that guild bids on. So that way they would get kicked out of that trader. And that's pretty common. I've actually seen that happen to 4 levels of consanguinity, because a lot of places will bid backup spots. They bid on all of their backup spots because they're breathing exercises. How about this? Can you lead me, Uzi, through a breathing exercise? Because my throat is still crazy. A little bit. I follow you on YouTube, now I follow you on Twitch. Well, thank you, Evil. Every little bit helps. I don't really have a goal for Twitch now. Really, it was just so that the developers would like me. So, like, I guess this guy's a streamer now. I guess we can keep him around. Hey, Jake, love your YouTube channel. Thank you, Danny. Hopefully you can come to love the Twitch. Now I've got you on Twitch too, he said. Perfect timing. I had to figure out what I want to do on Twitch. The next challenge I'm thinking for Twitch is 24 hours trapped in Cyrodiil with Redonius. So you get to that. I hate Arteron. I've never said it. So Mournhold is the most expensive. Eldenroot is the second most expensive. And then Wayrest is probably the third most expensive. It will fluctuate quite frequently based on who's bidding where and who's, you know, putting their backups in certain spots. And it's a bit arbitrary because all three are capitals. All three get a lot of traction. It's more so just branding. Like, in theory, right? Nothing is stopping the Elder Scrolls Online community from single-handedly saying, we hate Mournhold. We are going to make Wayrest the new trading capital, and then slowly all of the bids and things would be increased over there. So it feels very arbitrary how a lot of this stuff happens, but it's player driven. You know, players have basically inadvertently said, this is our main area. Can I ask what you use to multi-stream? Yeah, I use Streamlabs OBS. On console, do you have a guild named Brick Squad? I do. All right, I do the breathing exercises that Uzi said. Small in through the mouth, or small inhale through the mouth, long exhales from the mouth 5 times to help calm the mind. So it's... There we go. Yeah, Streamlabs is interesting and drives me insane because, like, for example, when who was it? Holy Axe subscribed. You know, he's, you know, paying to subscribe on Twitch, and then it's just not popping up on the screen. And stuff like that frustrates me. Sometimes chat from YouTube will not go in here. Drives me insane. I missed a question. I gotta find it though. Hang on, I missed one of your comments. I forget where it was. Oh, one of you asked, what is my thoughts on the newest chapter? And the answer is, I haven't played it yet. I think it'll be good, but I don't know. I assume it will be good. Vivek is also in the top towns. Vivek is really weird though, because it's a lot more popular on PC, because a lot of people do their daily writs there. But for example, Somerset is more popular on console, so Somerset is worth more on console than it is on PC. So, like, there's always these weird little niche things that cause economic differences, right? And I always find it so fascinating how the ESO economy can be so different, even though it's the same game. You know, why are certain gold methods better on PC versus Xbox, you know? My opinion is that the zone is nice and the scribing is fun, but not so much the scribing quest line. I have heard that. And I'm worried because I got to go do it. Oh, I saw another question. As a fellow Xbox player, I assume most of your answers relate to Xbox and A. Not necessarily. I try to always take everything into consideration. I always try to talk to people that play on PC, PlayStation, even EU. I mean, Paradox ESO plays on EU, and him and I talk about the differences. So I think it's just important to try to be informed on all of the differences in that sense. Hey Jake, your content is so helpful. I'm currently working on my own channel, different channel name, not trying to self-promote. Feel free if you want to. And you help me so much. I'm trying to send people your way as much as I can. Well, thank you. And if there's any questions about things that I can help with, I am certainly not good at what I do, but I can try to help people overcome obstacles. Those of you who are curious, like I've done so many, I've overcome so many weird things. I used to edit videos on my phone, record the audio on my phone. What I used to do is I would take, I would use this record what happened feature, and I would record a minute of gameplay, right? And then I would talk over it on my phone, and then I would record another minute of gameplay, talk over it on my phone. And I would do this until I ran out of storage on my Xbox. And I was like, shit. It is not ideal. But then they added this new feature, start recording. That was pretty helpful. Because if you don't know, you can actually go to Xbox Game DVR and you can type in your gamer tag and it will pop up all of your stuff. Because back in my day, we didn't have a live stream feature where you could just link your Twitch to it. Although the annoying thing is that there was nothing for YouTube, and I never really cared about Twitch because I was like, what am I, Hassan Piker? I don't need to Twitch. And so I never really was super interested in Twitch. I really just wanted to make YouTube videos. I would agree. Mournholt is the best capital city, and that's just because of how easy it is to get to the places that you need. A lot of times, like, Guild Trader's value has been just where it is in proximity to other places. Like, if it's close to way shrines or close to the traders, those are usually worth more. If you have a USB-C, you can plug it into your Xbox and it'll allow you to record up to an hour gameplay if you need a simple option. What I've been using is what I will do is I'll just like do like a live scene, and then I will just turn off my face. Where's my face? I'll just be like, where's my face? I'll just be like, I don't exist anymore, and then I would just record it like this. And it will save it to my desktop. Everything you do on Streamlabs, it saves to your desktop. So like if I was like playing right now, you know, ooh, let me buy all this stuff on, you know, it would save it for me, which is convenient. Makes it helpful. It is, you are correct though. The guild banks and some stuff is weird to get to on Mournhold. So yeah, if you have the ability to connect your Streamlabs through a capture card, capture cards make your life 1,000 times easier. If anyone's interested in getting into content creation, a capture card is a great investment. That's the hard part, is like, how much money do you want to invest when you're not making that much money? And at some point I was just like, screw it. I was tired of like the incremental increases. Like I was like, I don't want to buy a webcam to then buy another webcam, you know? How do crate drops work? I'm a Twitch neophyte. I don't actually know what neophyte means, but that is a great word to add to my repertoire. Let me see what that means. Neophyte. A person who is new to a subject, skill, or belief. Huh. Are you on your phone or are you on your computer? I can walk you through whichever one based on what you're on a little bit easier. Your phone, all right. So if you go to your phone, right, minimize the video, and then in the top left corner, you'll see your profile. So you'll see like your name, channel, subscriptions, drops, and rewards. If you go to drops and rewards, and you should see inventory, and then from there you should see, so from there I have my claimed, launch skill scroll, respect, 100% XP scroll, and then Osboro crown crate. Do you see that? These prices, by the way, in this guild trader are cray cray. I don't know where they think they are. Are you working towards it? Like, is that piece all hunky dory? Let's go to the bottom. Maybe something down here. Let's go Vardenfell. There we go. That's somewhat crazy. I think there's actually some. Apparently, I need to connect my Twitch account. Yes, so it's very easy, and from there it should take you through the screen. But the nice thing is, if you're already done, I mean, it'll still register that you're done. It'll just be like, hey, can you link these together? I would just try to do it before midnight, because technically that's when the crown crates end. I think though that even if you've done it, it should still work. I am unfortunately, thank you, Tintin. You might hear the occasional coughing. I've gone through one cough drop so far. It's very annoying when you have to use your voice and whatnot. You know, I have a normal job that requires me to talk, and making YouTube videos and streaming it's the most annoying symptom to have. I think I'd rather have anal contusions, honestly. But thank you, Tintin. I've refreshed the stream twice. Each time it gives me the countdown for the Twitch drop, but it doesn't drop after 30 minutes for me. The last time I claimed they weren't in my inventory. Huh. Are you on a phone or are you on your computer? I'm also... Where is the guild trader? Oh, there, it's this way. Oh my gosh, it's right here. I'm dumb. Got some perfect row. So when you go to the drops and rewards, what does it show you? Death. Glad I could help, Jeremiah. Hopefully you get something better than 4 crown gems. Hopefully your luck is better than ours. About to remote into my PC to lurk you, but I gotta go back to Uber. Have a good stream. Well, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. There's also an awkward moment where I thought my phone was charging this whole time. It was not. Because it was not on the charger. Which, as the kids say, is suboptimal when you're trying not to have a phone that's dead. I try not to be those people who have their phones constantly dead. Everybody's got a friend. My friend's name is Hunter. You try to call him, his phone is dead. You text him, you can't deliver it because his phone's dead. His phone's alive, it's got 2% battery life. And I'm like, you've got a car charger, a phone charger, I'll give you a battery pack? What's going on? Did you click, so Death, are they like all the way through, like fully completed, or there's still time left on them? And I'm like the opposite of Hunter. Like when I go on vacation, I have like 5 portable battery chargers just in case like 3 of them blow up. Completed. Did you get any? Did you check your ESO account? Did it give it to any of them? And I'm guessing you click claim on it. If I get something, I assume it will automatically add it to my Xbox ESO account. Yes, you might have to restart like I did. If you're already logged in, though, I would not log out, because if you were here on stream when we did that, it was not pretty. It was like 10 minutes of just spamming to get back in. Yeah, it's true. I also have this GPS tracking device that allows the Department of Corrections around my ankle to just keep track of me, so that they, somebody always knows where I am at any given time. And you play just on one console, right? Like you don't play on PC and PlayStation or PC and somewhere else? Where do I want to go next? I'll try Green Shade. Also, another good tip for new players is you can teleport to like other players for free. So it's a good way to like just get yourself back to a way shrine anytime you're like, oh, I gotta go somewhere. Try this one out in the middle of the woods. Maybe we'll get something crazy. Just X-Bone. 8 years. Huh. Have you been able to get crown crates previously? By the way, I checked out your companion's passive video not long ago. I realized that maxing Sharp out is huge for fishing achievements in Cyrodiil and Imperial City. Made that grind so much faster. Well, that's awesome. I hate, though, that in that video, so there was a glitch where all of my companions were unlocked on all my characters. So I thought, oh, they finally made it to where you never have to go and make, you know, like go do the quest again. And you do. So that made me feel really dumb. And I had to retract that part of the video like a silly goose. And it's never fun writing a little correction in the comments below like, hey guys, Jake here. Turns out that I was wrong. I was wrong. I will take that. Rosin for 3,000 feels very cheap, but the profit margins are probably still not worth it. It happens. I mean, it's true. I just, you know, I try to get better and better about it with less retraction. So it's different too, like when it's like, hey, by the way, this new thing, or, you know, one of you guys suggested this, so I'm going to highlight it. It's another to just be like wrong. It's awkward to be wrong about stuff. Like, hey guys, oopsie poopsie. Eternal Vigor for 1.5k? Yoink. So a lot of people too sometimes are like, why does certain sets sell too? So obviously we've talked about like why Rothgar sells really well. That's not Rothgar. That's inside of Rothgar. And when you're inside of Rothgar, there's no world events, right? And so I've always said Rothgar, good sets. The sets here, the rings sell for a little bit more normally because of, you know, the fact that it's harder to get them. That actually translates sometimes to Western Skyrim, places like that, because, for example, raise of hands, how many of you guys are farming Harrow Storms right now? Anybody? Anybody? And then how many of you that are farming Harrow Storms are actively selling the jewelry that you're getting from it onto the ESO market? You know, keep your hands up. And the answer, unfortunately, is not very many. So because of that, even though some of these places have world events, they're just not farmed very much. Yeah, Timber Crow is... I actually was surprised that the Timber Crow has retained even that much value. I thought that it would have just like plummeted off the face of the earth. Just for the simple fact that like let me pull up an outfit here for you. That way you guys can get an idea. All right, hang on. Timber, don't worry, I'll pull it up so you guys can see it. Crow outfit ESO. All right, let me switch you guys back. So, that's my socials. That's that. Oh my goodness. So here's what it looks like. And this used to kind of be like the only real outfit that gave you like this like bikini feminine vibe. And that's why a lot of people bought it, just because it was like very unique. But since then, we've gotten so many more sets and costumes that are pretty like, you know, I don't even know how to describe it. Like scantily clad, like look at the top picture. Like that's pretty, you know, open, you know, when it comes to, you know, you could wear this at a beach. I don't know how else to describe it. And because you could wear it at a beach, you know, some people were, you know, like, hey, I got to go get this item. Specifically, a bunch of men were like, man, I really want this outfit. And it used to be worth like 1 to 2 million gold because it required you to do something for 50 straight days. The problem is that as more and more people got it, the demand didn't really continue to go up because a lot of people that had it already wanted it. And then they've added similar outfits and stuff that are very similar. This was my first ever worn costume. Yeah, I mean, it's a To me, it's I see it more as like a rare item versus like I would use this on one of my characters. How's it going, Casper? The vampiric furnishing plans are very expensive, and if you're like Jake, I want to get me some vampiric plans, but I don't want to farm Harrowstorms because Harrowstorms are spooky, and I don't want to be spooked. You can actually go down here to, if you guys can say, see, here's the other thing too when you're a content creator, right? And it's kind of white, it's kind of hard to see. I'll spell it to you. It is NCHUTHNKARST. So let's imagine that you guys are making a video right now and you guys are like, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Jake here, bringing you another video, and today we're going to be farming Nachakuna or Arsenicana. And then, you know, you're like, as you're saying those words, you can just picture people typing below. Actually, if you played Morrowind, you would know that this is called Nachakarst. Or, you know, if in Elvish, it actually translates to Knockerplagian, you know, so it can be frustrating trying to read words like this, is where I'm going with that. And so a lot of times, just say it, whatever comes to mind first, and then just move on, and then just take the comments below. And then just accept that there's going to be a bunch of comments that are flaming you, and just move on with your day, because you can't fix people. But literally, I want you guys to think that this isn't. I've probably covered this in a video, so I mean I've said this word. This is what I have to do: is I have a little mini script. I get to a word, and my brain is just like panics. It's like when somebody popcorns you when you're in middle school and you have to read the next page. You just panic. You're like, you're putting your finger under the sentence. You're deathly afraid that you're going to like skip a sentence, or you're going to skip a word, and everyone's going to be like, wait, you did say this, or you missed this. And, you know, the stress just builds and builds. And the Elder Scrolls Online is known for words that make no sense. And mind you, this place was not in Skyrim. They could have named this whatever. They could have named this the freaking Dwarven Shaft Yard. And I think nobody would have batted an eyelash if it was named the Dwarven Shaft Yard. Maybe like Dwarves Are Here could have been the public dungeon name. Anything. Vampiric Get Together. What roles and classes do you play regularly? Usually a sorcerer, and then DPS. But I've also played a Templar to some extent too. And for PvP, I've done a bit of an Arcanist. I did a bit of a Dragon Knight. Nightblade's really fun for PvP. Which expansion did I vibe with the most? So if we're going, so I'll say storyline first, 100% Somerset. I thought Somerset's storyline was just infused with amazing story elements. The fact that they voice acted all of the Elder Scrolls Online is just fantastic. The Daedric print, I don't want to spoil it, because if you've not done the Somerset storyline, ESO Plus is free. Go do the Somerset storyline. It'll give you access to the Sigic Order. That's not a spoiler. It's literally right there when you get Somerset, and it's fantastic. It's got the best characters. I don't want to spoil because some of them return from places that we lost them. It's got amazing characters. It's fantastic. Which expansion storyline is the worst? I know Murkmire is technically not one, so I don't know if I want to count Murkmire. And while I'm thinking about this, put your guys' comments in the comments below. Strictly storyline, what was your best and least favorite storyline of all the DLCs? I do think that Hrothgar's was a bit generic, but I do think it was, to me, it was still done well. Like, I thought that it was done well. That, to me, sometimes it's not bad to be tropey as long as the writing is still good. You know, so like that's where I don't usually have a problem, because it's like as long as the story, as long as it's well written, you can get away with pretty much anything. It's like the rule of cool. As long as something's cool enough, I will overlook how dumb it is. Because the coolness will outweigh the stupidity in this meter in my head. Because even like Vardenfell, it's like Vardenfell's freaking cool too. Because it's like, hey, you want to talk to, you know, the Living Tribunal? And you're like, yeah, it'd be awesome. And it's like, go do that. Necrom. Oh, that's a good choice. Necrom's story was good. I liked it a lot. I would probably put it probably second or third. Least favorite, I think, would have to be Hrothgar, just because the bar is set so high. If it wasn't that, I would almost say Northern Elsewhere, but like the hype for Elsewhere was just there. I mean, but you think about it though, the story is just like dragons are dragons, and you're like, okay, well, let me dragging these nuts across your face, and then you just say that to the main protagonist, and you win. I agree, Somerset is my definite favorite, then least is Blackwood, but I still like Blackwood. Yeah, I think Blackwood's pretty good. I like some of the subversion to the end. I like that you also get to see a lot of like Dagon's people, Dagon himself. I like those story elements. Elsewhere is the worst. I think so. I do think that I like Southern Elsewhere better. Best was Rivenspire. Are you talking about like Casper? Are you saying like of the base game, Rivenspire is the best? Going from dragging these nuts to I like Blackwood is crazy. So that was we try to read everything. Soup. Somerset best, Southern Elsewhere worst. And it's because I take great pride in reading all of your comments, because I am deeply offended when people don't read my comments. Like, I'll be watching like a stream of like 30 people, and you know, I get a little offended. I'm like, you guys, you don't see this amazing question? Or, you know, like they'll be talking about, I was watching something that was like CPS related, and I was like, as a CPS worker, I can give some insight into this video that they're watching, right? And because it was about like child abuse and how this like weird YouTuber, Twitch streamer was like abusing their child, right? So I was like explaining some of the laws, and they just ignored me. And I was like, I typed you what the law is and the standard is, to like give you like this good conversational elements, and they had less concurrent viewers than I do right now at this very moment, and they didn't even read it. I'm glad that your wife laughed though. Sometimes I get scared when I make risky comments. I like Northern Elsewhere, but didn't like Southern. I will say though, Southern Elsewhere, you want to make sure you get your daily crate. We're about to blow some of your guys' minds here. I like the vampires and undead storylines, but I haven't played every zone. That's true. I do think that Rivenspire's got some unique intrigue to it. Very vampire-esque. I mean, for all you Twilight fans out there, I mean, it's probably exactly what you want. Actually, if you're a Twilight fan, you will probably get off to the Western Skyrim thing, because there's like werebears. I'm sure that they look just like Jacob from the second movie. I mean, they're like absolute beefcake werewolves. There's absolute beefcake vampires. That's probably everything you've ever wanted in an expansion. Thankfully, none of you said that Western Skyrim was your favorite, so I don't have to ban you from the chat. My best is Gratwood and worst is the Deadlands. Huh. I would not have thought that people would be thinking that any of the real base game zones would be their favorite. All right, so this Dragon Guard supply chest is a daily that you can get. And you might think to yourself, Jake, how do I get a daily crate? Well, you just need to do your dailies in Southern Elsewhere to get a daily crate. I think it's, let me get the exact number for you. Shoot, somebody just did something. Oh, switch screens again. Thank you for the subscription, Kyle Meeman. Sorry, I was switching between screens and I was like, oh, what is the name? Sorry, I'm coughing. But thank you so much, Kyle. I always get confused because I'm like, is it 15? Is it 30? You have to get Dragon Guard Operative, which is 15. So you just do 15 daily quests, and you are Gucci. Actually, let me double check that this is correct. Let me double check this source here, because this, a lot of you guys are saying 30, and now I'm double guessing this Reddit post. Let me double check. Hang on. So it says, so you need Dragon Guard Operative. You know what? We're just gonna look it up ourselves. Let's take a peeky poo ourselves. Journal, achievements, Dragon, Hero of the Dragon Guard. Dragon Guard Operative is 30. There we go. So that's how we do our own research. New chapter's pretty good so far. That's good to hear. I remember wanting to jump off a cliff doing those Elsewhere dailies. I'm glad that was in relation to the Elsewhere dailies, because I was looking at chat to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yes, and Rambo brings up another great point. If you do 15, you get access to a quest. That's not 15, that's 20. You get access to a quest called the Good Bits, and you do that quest, which I think is like up here. You get access to it, and it will give you access to another dragon drop called Dragon Rheum, which I'm pretty sure Rheum is saliva. What is Rheum? Oh no, it's a watery fluid that collects and drips or drops from the nose or eyes. So it's not saliva. It's eye mucus. So for some reason, if you do... Let's see. So you got to do the Good Bits quest for that. Oh no, it's 20 Dragon Guard quests, according to this. And you can get access to the Good Bits. But you see here, they're saying that it's dragon saliva, but technically Rheum apparently is eye mucus. So the lore is not loring here. But yeah, if you do that, you can go and you can pick up the quest, the Good Bits. And the quest giver is Darfanan. He's the guy that sits at the cooking station. Rheum is mucus. See, that's what I was thinking, you know? It's like they're saying it's saliva. And it kind of looks like saliva, too, if you think about it. I like High Isle a lot. That's, you know, Irish, I completely forgot about High Isle. The Sisters Archipelago is one of the most beautiful places in ESO. I love the city. I spent as much time in there that I now call that town home. I think Galen's beautiful, too. That's where I go to do it. No, you don't need anything. You just need to do 20 daily quests. Kleenex would be a good option for you. Although I guess mucus probably technically does come from your eyes too, because you do secrete some sort of watery substance. But I'm not kidding. Yeah, and Tales of Tribute, literally the greatest of all updates in the Elder Scrolls Online. Tales of Tribute. And just so you guys know that I'm not lying, like it literally a watery fluid that collects in or drops from the nose or eyes. Now, maybe because dragons breathe fire, and I could see fire not really, you know, jiving with mucus in your throat. Maybe they get their boogers out of their eyes exclusively. Maybe their lubrication of their stomachs goes through their eyes. Just a thought. Dragon Fairy, you may know more with that name. I'm not an expert in this subject, unfortunately. Sounds possible, see? Do dragons have mucus? Bearded dragons. That's not how you use that. Mucus in their throats. Oh, it's going to talk about bearded dragons. All right, well, it looks like... Okay, so if you guys just give a dragon left a tad... Oh, good, we can ask Anna here. I was wondering if you knew about the inner workings of ESO dragons. It's like they're right here. They're talking right to me. Sorry, but can you please clarify? So, Dragon Realm drops from dragons, but how do we... But what actually is that realm? Oh, anatomy and both, please. And what's the pet's name and age? Oh, they're not a pet. They're wild. And how would you like to connect with the vet? Online chat. Online chat. I'm just kidding. I don't want them to review this chat and think I'm some weird person. I'm against Tales of Tribute, but I do like playing it every now and again. That's kind of how I feel. You know, like I think that it's fine, you know? Welcome to Guess That Zone. Did you get it in? Did you get your invitation to rub it in? Why won't you? Dragons are a miss. They can have whatever that you want. Well, that's true, but the developers designed these dragons. So technically, it's however they made them. So that's what we need to think about. What do you call a fake noodle? An imposter. Don't worry, I'll send you guys back to the land of the actual things. Sounds like a question asked by AI Joe Rogan, or asked by real Joe Rogan, who'd just be like, dragons, man, what are they? Where do they come from? Do I need people to help farm? Not specifically. If you're in the Discord, though, a lot of the things that I want people to, you know, get help with if they're able to is like making crafted sets. That's usually the most requested things. Dragons built to scale. Jake, are you big into housing? You could say that. I would say that, yes. The true end game of ESO, housing. The key to Elder Scroll. Favorite crib. See, this is where I don't know. Because, like, I personally love so many houses. Like, I love Panther Fang. It's the main hub, right? Doomchar is fun. I actually have an obstacle course built there. Hall of the Lunar Champion. Princely Dawnlight Palace. I used to love it. Sword Swingers, Sword Singers, redebut. I need to picture what I want to do with this thing, right? And then the Fair Winds. I almost want to make this my main house, but I don't know. I love it so much. My cat's about to jump up here, so I gotta move my keyboard so she doesn't turn all you guys off. Or like last stream where she unplugged my mic and I was sitting here talking to my cat because she was like, they're not gonna hear your screams if I unplug the microphone. Is there a reward for... I'm sorry, John, I missed your thing. Is there a reward for X amount of people visiting your home before the goal road? So there was an achievement. I believe it's expired, but if you had that achievement, you got like a... You got something. I think you got a mount for that one. But what was I about... Oh, This home I've been decorating a lot. I actually really like this home right here. Here's an interesting query. Does the rare sword from fishing still exist from Stone Falls, or is it removed from the game? Is it? Or is it the true in-game fishing? Winter's Os going to give us a fisherman. I think that, hear me out, not a class, a skill line. Actually, no, nay. A champion point tree for fishing. That's what we really need. So I low-key think that this house is beautiful. It's got like an outdoor area. I haven't decorated most of it yet. I'm still working on it. I don't even know where to put a lot of this stuff. But this, I've been getting real big into the books. By the way, all these books are readable because I take the time to place books because I'm a nerd. And look at this. This is the room where I was like, I want to make like a home that's like themed to Necrom, where it's like a bunch of books. Yeah, hear me out. Maybe not a master fisherman class. Maybe instead, because a lot of fishing has to deal with switching bait classes, maybe a master baiter achievement and class to go with it. What's blue and tastes like red paint? Blue paint. There are so many. So like when I'm like thinking about one-liners, I'm always tempted to do like a dad joke that just doesn't make any sense. Like there's no way that you guys could feasibly be like, oh yeah, that's what that is. I am so tempted every day to just do one that there's no meaning, there's no nothing. It's just like a random garbledygook just because I think it'd be funny. Because I know that some of you will pretend that you want. I'll be like, oh, great intro. And I'll be like, thank you. Glad somebody got it. You see, exactly. That's how they need to get us all to fish. I like that in Twitch it actually blocked out those words, but then it still pops up on screen. Yes, and this house also has direct access to the Outlaws Refuge, which ironically we didn't check yet. I haven't done a whole lot with the rest of the house yet. I just wanted to make it very book themed, you know, because I'm like, books are neat. So I've not really done a whole lot with it yet. Like the entrance is over here. Let's go to the Outlaws Refuge because ironically we need to go there. But yeah, it's kind of cool that you could just be like, yoink. Also though, if you were a homeowner, right? Do you guys think that it would negatively impact your home value if you could access it through a door, through a den of people who were known thieves? Literally, there's a fence vendor about 40 feet from the entrance to your home. This just does seem like a bit of a liability. That's the problem. I think that we need just a wee bit more furnishing placements in some of these smaller homes. What's the most valuable color dye in the past? There was a black one that I remember a lot of people were. This is like beta days. There was like a black one that people were like, yes, I need that dye. But I can't remember what it was. There's one that's really annoying to get. I think it's like a purple. This is the home that is right here. The Emissaries Enclave. Man, these are so cheap. 20. I mean, I guess I don't have that chair, so I'll buy it. Not the cup either. My half-brother and I are not allowed to play with chainsaws anymore. My Osbro Crown Crate gave me 3 Crown Lethal Poisons and a Crown Mimic Stone. Well, save some luck for the rest of us, Jeremiah. Just got some Purple Plague Break necklace for 1,000. That's a good deal. Although Plague Break has lost a wee bit of its value, but definitely still worth more than 1,000. I thought that this tile treasure map was listed for 200, and I almost got very excited. We almost had a dark side Phil moment. It was a violet color people were after back in the day. There's one that's like for I think there's like a really popular purple, and it's like something stupid. It's like pay off like 1,000,000 gold worth of, or like 100,000 worth of bounty, and it's like really annoying to do, but I can't remember what it is. In real life, it was purple. That is actually true. Jizz Wizard is correct. Is that how it's pronounced? Yes, Wormcoal used to be the motif. It actually really, even up to last year, it still was worth like quite a bit of money. But this year, it just seems like everybody that wanted it has got it. The True Flame. So the True Flame was also available very recently. But you couldn't trade it. GIS. Sorry, I don't want to say your name wrong. So I'll just call you Wizard. G Wizard. That's okay. Yes, Contraband Violet is pretty fucking annoying. Where am I going? Where's gonna have some good deals? You know, I'm feeling like High Isle has got the juice. So I think, Casper, that the rare True Flame sword will be available again next year. And was it the Jubilee event, or was it a different event? I think it was Jubilee. No, the celebration event that you could get the True Flame sword, or was it Jubilee? I'm going crazy. Because somebody correct me. Where did the True Flame replica? What event was that tied to? I'm having a moment. My hair is blonde. For those of you who can't tell, and sometimes it affects me deeply. Stronghold has crazy deals, cuh. Did you put some in there? Can we like do a thing where like you list a whole bunch of stuff up for cheap, and then I buy it, and then I go, oh my god, I'm the greatest gold flipper ever. Look, everybody. And it's all staged. Everybody I donated my gold to, they're all paid actors. What console you on? Bad Clout? But if you're on Xbox, I'd say probably between somewhere in 10 to 30 range. I'm also affected deeply by your blonde hair. I got my hair cut today too. I said, if I'm gonna stream later. I think it depends, Rambo. Like if you were like, man, I need a lot of gold soon, you probably could get 2 million to 3 million for it. But if you're like, you know, I don't really need any money, I'll just hold on to it, you know? Like I would hold on to it for like a year and then just try to sell it for like 20 million. It really just depends on like when you need your money. And a lot of people would think, well, Jake, isn't it always better to wait until I can have 20 million gold? Not necessarily, because if you sold, let's say you sold all 3 of them for 2 million, right? You'd have 6 million gold. You may not use 6 million gold for like multiple years, but if you needed like 1 million gold right now, like when Gold Road comes out to get something, you know, why stress yourself out for a year when you could have had the money now? It just depends on like when money is going to be better for you. We need to find a way to get everyone out of Vardenfell. Every time I go there, there's too many players. Do you play mostly on console? Yes. This is where the homies are. Which means if you play on PC, we're not friends. I'm just kidding. I never log in over there to see yous. That's not true. I did a housing contest over there, which just caused controversy. Sorry about that. Grading people's houses is like it's like you either give them the greatest compliment in the world or you drop kick their newborn child like a ball, like a kickball. Those, if you give them a 9, it's like you just spit in their face. If you give them a 10, they love you forever. It is Karmakov's. PC is bad. Okay, it is. Not because I think PC is bad, but when I played on PC, my PC was bad. My PC probably had like 1 megabyte of RAM. Oh, geographic information systems. What you got your degree in? That's cool, actually. I wish my name was cooler. It's just Jake, you know, name, and then clips, because when I started to make YouTube videos, I had to record game clips and then would attach audio to them. And that was the only way I could actually make a YouTube video. Put crafting stations in the gardener's house in Wayrest, and I do my crafting there. Turning into... That's the other thing, too. Zeals and Zenthar event's right around the corner. It starts, what, the 20th-ish of this month? Something like that. If you want to buy a house with gold, they will be 10% off. People forget 10% off affects house. It is a bit on the slow side. It also, the fan sounds like it's a wind turbine. You know, trying to play ESO is a bit like trying to send a rocket to the moon. Thankfully now I have a Mac Studio. And I know that there's going to be some of you, right, that are like, I hate Apple. And I get it. Listen, I'm not an Apple elitist. Please, everyone, don't click off the stream and castrate me in the comments. But hear me out, good people of ESO. When it comes to Mac and Apple, it is the fastest at processing videos. So when I need to process like 40 minutes of footage, it can do it very quickly. And that's really what I need, because I don't really play games on my PC. So please don't hurt me. And I'm actually wearing sweatpants and a Top Gun t-shirt. That is true. If you could imagine, you could do your crafting writs from your house. I also realized that I've been scrolling and not looking at any of the items. So your outfit is very low armor. I guess it depends, because a lot of people, when they wear the best in slot armor, it's pretty scantily clad. So if I had rolled up my shirt, you know, or maybe, you know, did one of these for more views, you know, is that more armor or less armor? I think it depends on the game you're playing. Sorry if you guys hear my chair turning. My chair is like, it's got stuck in the side for a second, and it was just going like, right. My cat was staring at it. Oh, if I watched Hot Shots this evening. Wasn't Top Gun, but it was epic. I've not seen Hot Shots before. I might watch it, because I was desperate for movies to watch last night. Sometimes when I want to put on the ESO grind, I'll just put a movie on, you know. And last night I watched Kung Fu Panda 4. That was my way to unwind. It was Kung Fu Panda 4. I'll add it to my list of things to see. Pardos. Take care, Jake. Real life is getting in my face. See you later. Thank you. And as always, these will be on the YouTubes if you guys ever want to come back and watch them. But, you know, come to a live stream, you know. Always feel free to ask questions. Be doing one again probably on Thursday. Thursday will probably be the next stream. Maybe it's difficult because Tuesday, right, is the Tuesday vendor, and Friday is the Friday vendor. So I always think in my head, what am I obligated to do Wednesday evening and Thursday evening? What can I not get out of? And then from there, I then pick which day's the video, which could be a stream. It's not perfect, because sometimes something crazy will happen at work, and I'll just have to be like, oh, guess I'll work late. So usually I can be pretty good about planning dates and times. Like today I did a bunch of errands and stuff, but I mean, coming in back by, I think we started at what, like 8:30, 8 something. But sometimes like after a work day, it can be crazy because you got to eat and be a human. New question: best versus worst battleground arena. I really hate the one that's like a fiery open area, because I think it's too open and it's just really annoying because there's really no reprieve from getting shot from a bunch of invisible night blades. The best one, I really like the one that it's like the Imperial City where you can like teleport up and down. I think that one's really cool conceptually. It just feels so large too. I'm like, why is this one like twice the size of the fire one? But oh my gosh, sometimes you get certain maps and it could just be a pain in the ass. Have you seen the changes to the Battlegrounds map? No? What? Let me look this up. What changes did they make to the Battlegrounds maps? ESO Battlegrounds map changes. What do we got? Unless somebody knows off the top of their head. Oh yeah, I think it's funny that some of these also allow mounts. I thought that was also really weird. Yeah, so I know that they added more rewards of the worthy, but did they change anything? Shell Splinter or Shattered Fate 5-piece? From what I remembered, Shattered Fate 5-piece was way better. Hang on. Let me just reaffirm my opinion. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Shattered Fate overall versus Shell Splinter. By the way, I sold about 7 stacks of mundane runes for 180k each, and I'm now an ESO millionaire. Thanks for telling me they're so valuable. Hey, no problem. What alliance is the best? Daggerfall Covenant, obviously. They didn't publish it, but they added some weird obstacles and invisible walls. Huh. But they took away some of the secret spots. So if you want to check Daddy, all you have to do... well, let me ask this. Yeah, that is actually pretty wild that he had 7. Are you on a phone or are you on your computer? And I can walk you through how to get there. I also don't think that Shell Splinter is that good of a set. Compared to some of the stuff that we got versus what we're getting. So I'm not the biggest enthusiast, but I do love some penetration, because I think penetration is slept on when it comes to that type of stuff, and PvP is a thing to have. A lot of people just build weapon and spell damage and health. All right, so if you're on your phone, you're gonna want to click in the top left corner. So you want to minimize me to where you can see your home page. And then you click your name at the top left corner. You'll see your little icon. And then you go to drops and rewards. And then you should see inventory. Now, in inventory, you'll have one of two things. It'll either say, like, you're at 20 minutes out of 30 minutes. Or, you know, you've completed this. And if it says completed it, You just hit claim, and then you're good to go. And if you've not linked your account, at that point, it'll be like, hey, you silly goose, how are you supposed to claim this? You haven't linked any accounts yet. And then that's when you go, oh, well, silly me. Let me link my account real quick. Let me link that bad boy up for you. That is true, Casper. I'll give you that. I was thinking more about 5-piece versus 5-piece, but I guess that's not even a fair comparison. As a 3-4 piece, I actually agree with you. Ooh, I'll take that tapestry. Even if the tapestries don't sell, I think I'm just gonna put it in my house because I love the tapestries. I also feel like I looked through this one already, and I feel like I did look through this one. Somebody must have just listed that. Because I was like, wait a minute, didn't I do this one? I was like looking, I'm like, that's the same listings. I've seen those before. Also don't know how much longer we're gonna go tonight. Probably about 18 more minutes because I gotta go to bed here and go to work, unfortunately. Sadly. Yes. Check your craft bags. Also, look for Hajaku runes. You might think to yourself, Jake, I don't PvP. When am I going to get Hajaku runes? Well, during certain events, sometimes you open up a little bit of itty bitty reward and the game might give you Hajaku runes. Hajaku runes are the sauce. You want to make sure that if you're getting those, that because they're worth, probably like 12 to 15,000 gold each. And my friend had like 80 of them. And I'm like, well, you're a millionaire. Good for you. Have a wonderful stream tonight, Jake and chat. Have a wonderful week. You too, Casper. Thanks for stopping by. Gotta go now too, Jake. Great stream. Thank you, Death. If you guys have final questions and concepts that you want me to talk about, feel free to just throw them up there real quick. Don't feel any type of weirdness. Just ask any question you want. Anyone have problems in the wing of Crow in scribing? Unfortunately, I can't answer that because I don't have scribing yet. Developers, why can't you make us all have the same release dates? Here's another good point of reference for you guys here. If you are trying to sell a set and you get a named piece, it can be really annoying to try to sell that item because people are not going to be searching it. However, if it still has the set name in the name, then it will probably still sell. So from that aspect, it'll still work out for you guys. Shout out to Jakeclips, the best rap name in all the land. That's what I'm saying, Eminem's too scared to call me out in his new Houdini track. Be really awkward if he adds a new album. He's like, fuck that Jakeclip guy. I don't even know who he is. And I'd be like, oh, sorry. I love you. All right, let's go to the Rift. Reposted if you missed it. Off the top of your head, 2 or 3 appreciated overworld sets which are slept on. Necropotence, 100% absolutely slept on. Crafty Alfiq. From a seller's perspective, those 2 sets are almost never farmed. And Deltia quit streaming to avoid the Jakeclips rap battle. Deltia is probably one of the most down-to-earth content creators that I've ever talked to. One of the coolest guys I've ever met that does ESO stuff. But I'm trying to think of some other ones that are slept. Plague Doctor is also slept on. I think it's overshined. Is it the Hist one? That's from Shadowfen. I think that one was pretty I think that one was what's it called? Hist something. History's History class. Robes of the Hist. This is a really good set for PvP that a lot of people sleep on. He's such a good dude. Should probably take us out of wrist chat, or the wrist chat, rift chat, before it gets too crazy here. Can I tank with a two-hander back bar? Ice staff meta means I can't play two-hand. I mean, I guess it really just depends on what you're doing. Yes, if you sell it to a vendor, so if you sell it to an NPC vendor, then yes. If you sell it to, you know, little Timmy, then no. I really thought that was the entrance. Oh my gosh, it's not even down here. I always think it's down here. This is like the 20,000th time I've done this in my time playing ESO, where I'm like, oh, the Thieves Guild entrance is this little water entrance right here. But it's not. It is not that, because it's right there. The answer of can you do something generally boils down to, like, what are you doing? Like, I can tank with a Destro staff, in theory, you know? Like, there's certain veteran dungeons that we can do with 4 DPS, and one of us might run a taunt just to try to, like, position bosses and stuff differently. So the answer will generally always boil down to, like, what specifically are you doing? But I mean, unless you're doing PvP, I don't know why you would want to run a two-hander, unless you don't have any faith in your DPS, which, fair, you know, they're probably fake queuing as DPS. I do that sometime. I fake queue as a DPS, but I'm actually a healer for the other team. I heal the boss. Man, this 3,000 gold for a gold necklace is crazy. That's what I think, Dragon. I think it was the water entrance. Maybe that's why my brain is always just like, you know? Hollow Jack chest for 3,000. That feels like that's pretty cheap. Let's do a little research here. Check out the Xbox price checker. If you're following along on YouTube, you can actually see this. You can use these resources live. Hollow Jack, because I know that a lot of the 1 to 11,000. Might try that, actually. I mean, I think I could get close to 11,000 for that. I feel like many DPS don't even realize they're fake queuing. Puck life. It's true. I mean, it's true. I'm a fake DPS, you know? Like, it depends on how distracted I am. My cat, you know, wants my attention. You know, I'm not even a DPS. I'm like a S, just sitting there per second. This guy's selling some good motifs that are expensive, but real hopeful to find somebody in the Rift. And how many people want to come to the Rift? Ring to regot. Critical strike rating. Was trying veteran Cradle, Shadows, told I can't run a two-hand. Yes, I PvP mainly. Cradle of Shadows, if I'm remembering it correctly, is not hard to do on veteran. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I always get some of them mixed up. Is that the one where at the final boss, he's a big spider, which, you know, makes sense. Cradle, Shadows, spider. And then you have to, like, run through, like, a little mini maze, and then you get back, and then you do some damage, and then you get put back in the maze again. Is that Cradle of Shadows? Thank you. So I feel like that's not a hard dungeon to, especially, I mean, I don't know if you're doing veteran, normal, whatnot, but I would think that you could even still do that dungeon non-optimally set up, because we redid the hard mode of that and it was very easy. And my friends are not the most competent. I'm trying to think of a nice strength-based word. They say that you should always try to be strength-based, you know, when you describe people, and I would describe my friends as not optimally competent. For context, one of my friends refuses to not wear Eben anymore because he was so stressed about farming it that he refuses to wear anything else. Because he's like, I farmed this set before the sticker book existed. I'm going to use it forever. And I'm like, Travis, the set has not been good even when it was released. And here we are. There he is, wearing the goofiest set ever. What's my opinion on Phoenix Moth for healers? Now, I will be completely transparent. I am not a healer, nor have I ever been a healer, because I'm not a woman. I'm just kidding. It's only a theory I have. Something about being female and being a healer, there just seems to be a correlation. And I say that because when I met somebody, when I was talking about like Elder Scrolls Online at one of the in-person events, they were like, I'm a healer. I was like, I feel like I could have guessed that. Minor courage, minor force. I mean, yeah, it's... Every girl I know in game is a healer. I was afraid that was going to be like a hot take. Or some of you were going to be like, I'm a female and I'm a tank. And I was going to say, I don't ever play any support role because I'm not a supportive person because I'm a man. But I mean, it looks like a good set. I don't know. It's hard for me to know because I've never done it. I know that, let's see if it sells. Maybe that'll be my gauge if it's good or not. Because if people are buying it, it's probably a little bit decent, right? Phoenix Moth. Let's see what we get. Show us the money. Doesn't seem like it sells for too much. Probably not the best sign that it's a good set. Well, let me rephrase that. Probably not the best sign that it's like a super crazy set. Because I always think that a lot of the best sets for support, for PvE content, is generally dropped in dungeons. I feel like rarely they ever give us anything that's like super good from the overland, except for PvP. I feel like PvP is the only exception to getting good overland sets that you could be like, I'm gonna slap on this overland set and then I'm gonna go to Cyrodiil and you could be just fine. I'm a healer for PvP but a slasher or jabber in PvE. Well, there you go. I assume that's DPS unless you're a really bad healer for PvE. Which that would be me. These are the mundane runes. You see how expensive mundane runes are? Don't sleep on those. They're expensive. You want to make good stuff with them. Expensive. Event MNG. What do you mean? Manatee or Mighty? Mighty 1? I read that as manatee. Now I feel like a dum-dum. This is why I mispronounce so many words, is I'm so confident. I'm like, oh, manatee. Not even close. This is such a cool lamp, by the way. If you guys need to light up your house in different colors, this is dope. The only thing that sucks about this lamp is it doesn't really project a lot of light. I mean, it's not bad. But considering this is like 26,000 gold, you're only getting like this much light off of it. You're getting one-shotted a lot. I did not know the mechanics. I don't know. They said I need a nice step. I mean, it could be one of those things too where it's like you don't know the mechanics, you're dying, and you're like, you know, they're like, oh, while we're discussing something, you know, let's also talk about the fact that, you know, you should use an ice staff and sword and shield or whatever. Or maybe the most best in slot for tanks, the dual wield. I'm just kidding. Ugh. I'm always afraid to make jokes like that because somebody would be like, oh, dual wielding, tanking, perfect. Oh shoot, what was the sale of those? It's all good, Mighty One. My brain autofills everything and it doesn't do a very good job of it. Oh, somebody's listing this stuff up because this stuff was at the top of the other page. I'll buy it. Seven Legions is another set that like fluctuates. Nobody did list it. Oh, we're on page 3. Oh, take me to page 1. Somebody listing stuff up. Oh, they're listing companion gear. A lot of the stuff we saw. What was I saying? Seven Legions is a really risky set to sell, and it might not seem like it, but it gets farmed quite a bit because anytime the developers are like, hey, you get a rewards box for doing this, or hey, you get extra bonuses for killing bosses. I mean, look at these. There's 3 bosses right here and a dolmen. So it's just like, well, I'll just go there and do that. And then people just go there and do that. And it's very straightforward. And the bosses there, because it's a non-DLC area, are easy to kill. Some of those DLC bosses, I don't know who designed Murkmire's world bosses, but they should probably be eviscerated. I don't know what they were thinking. If anybody has ever tried to solo the world bosses in Murkmire, they know my pain. And it's immense. But that being said, too, we have 2 minutes left on the stream. Obviously, I'll hang around to answer questions. I'm not going to like cut us off right on time if everybody's got a bunch of them. But I want to try to keep us a bit on time here. So I gotta do some other stuff before I go to bed here and then get ready for work tomorrow. But if you guys have questions and things, always to ask me on Discord. It's the easiest place to get a hold of me. But if you guys have some here, throw them out real quick. I'll answer as many as I can. But thank you guys. This has been a fantabulous stream. We've averaged over 100 people between both platforms combined pretty much the entire duration of the stream. Even with us ending, we're down to only 95. Exactly. I don't know who designed the Murkmire bosses. I don't know what they were thinking. They were like, you know what? These world bosses, they're not really bosses. We should really redefine what a boss is. And they did. And I hate it. Thank you, Dragon Fairy. Have a good night to yourself also. And as always, if you are watching on Twitch and you don't have those drops fully done yet, just switch to any other ESO content creator. Any single one of them will work. You do have to complete it in the next 50 minutes. Because that's when the event ends, but I'm sure you guys will be good. I mean, even if you're just starting like right now, you only need 30 minutes of watch time. Have a good one, Jekyll. Jekyll Law. But everyone, thank you guys so much again. As always, any final things, send it to me on Discord. I'll be active on there for a little bit longer. It's been an amazing stream. We'll probably be streaming again on Thursday, maybe tomorrow, depending on, I might want to do a video tomorrow, back and forth on it. Tuesday will be the Tuesday vendor. Wednesday will be a Wednesday video. Friday will be our Friday golden vendor. And then we'll be streaming either Saturday or Sunday. So thank you guys again. Thank you, Lilarian97. If you guys have questions, always reach out. I'll get back to you.